organized was the one breast jamboree. It was actually kind of a different event because it was the first time that there were workshops previous to a freediving competition, and we brought a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge in freediving to share with the athletes. And most of the people that were competing, they were just beginners, so it was quite a beautiful competition. So that was our first appearance in the competition war in Apnea Valley. Another thing that changed in the competition is that we were doing like daily videos, yeah, so we could share with the people what was going on. And I think that was something that it was the first time that it had been done. And now it's quiet, they do it everywhere around the world. So why we do the competitions? It's not because we are crazy, guys. We do competitions, first of all, because we have this wonderful setup. Living where we live here in Bali, we are quite lucky that we are next to a volcano. So this means that the depth drops quite abruptly. Yeah, so this means that we have access to depth very, very close to shore, which I consider, or we consider that this is a blessing, yeah, because this means logistically that is quite easy, yeah, to access to the platform. Even in the event that there is an emergency, all the evacuation, it's quite speed up, and this makes the whole competition a little bit safer. We also do it because we love it, yeah. I think you all know how much we love freediving, and somehow, you know, we consider the competitions is like the celebration of freediving, yeah. Like it's like the cherry in the cake. It's like what all the freedivers are waiting for, yeah. Normally it gives you a purpose also on training. We do it because it's a challenge to ourselves, yeah. Organizing competitions just keep you up to date, yeah, with all the news, you know, to all the safety, and you need to keep updated if you want to organize competitions in terms of how we do the safety now, or how we organize the things now, and how we were doing everything in 2013, or even I used to work in the hub and I was safety in competitions there. We can see that it was a big progress, yeah, in the way the competitions are run and the safety, and hopefully it's gonna keep on improving. It's gonna become better and better. I think it's also, we also think that it's a great way to share the passion for freediving and to get together experienced freedivers with new freedivers. Competitions are a great place to learn things, yeah. We normally talk about things to the students and how the people prepare and how relaxed are people in the water. But you know, when you organize a competition and they can see, I don't know, when one student of mine can see one Thibaut or one, I don't know, like Jessie Kim or many other people diving, you know, like it looks closer, no? The depths, it doesn't look like something that is completely alien and far away from you. It looks like something that is reachable, no? We also do it for the community, because when you have a school, and more when you have a school in one place that is not your own country, you need to help, yeah, the community where you're living. So by organizing competition and by organizing events, you are involving a little bit the local communities. We involve the police, we involve the whole community, we involve the local boats. It makes the hotels a little bit more full. So it's something that helps the community to grow as well. And it also helps the area, no, to grow and be known for freediving. And we love Bali, so for us, this is quite important.
Hey, Julia, we have a question.
Yes.
So you said you have an amazing setup with the platform. So how, Alex is asking, what's the distance from shore?
It's 250 meters from shore.
Okay. So how do you,
this is what the drone says. Actually, the drone says that we are 150 meters, but I don't, the platform, you know, like, because in Bali we have tides and we have different currents. The platform have a very very big line, you know, with a lot of slack. So the platform moves, yeah, it can move like the line have approximately 250 meters. So you have 100 meters more than the depth actually. Yeah, this is for safety and to not lose the whole setup. So yeah, we're between 150 to 250 meters from shore is the platform. We don't access, because probably this is gonna be the next question. We don't allow people to go swimming to the platform. Yeah, because the platform is a setup for performance and we don't want people to perform after having swim all the way to platform. And we have a counterbalance system, we have a sonar, yeah, we have everything that is reglementary and obvious right now in freediving.
Okay, thank you. Are you going to talk about the balance system later?
No, but I can.
Yeah, maybe you can explain briefly for people like how that works.
Okay, I will explain when I explain how the safety works a little bit. And then we do it because it gives purpose to training. No, it's like it's nice to compete to train towards a competition. Yeah, I think competitions for a lot of athletes, it gives validation. Yeah, to your results in the water. So we love competitions, and that's why we keep on doing them. I think we have another question there.
No, for now I don't see another question. But also, Julia, by the way, people can actually see you in a little box in the corner. I was wrong. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay beautiful, guys.
Yes, they will always be able to see your beauty.
Okay. Our experience, you know, like we have organized a couple of competitions through the years. The first one was the One Breast Jamboree in 2013. Then we did the first Australian Freediving Association Depth Championships in 2015. That was quite amazing. That was beautiful. The next year we have the first Chinese Depth Championships that we organize here in Tulamben as well. We have a Chinese national record by Olin Wang. I think it was 96 meters. It was also a very nice competition. After that, we continue to do competitions for the Australian Freediving Association. We did in 2016 as well the Depth Nationals. And in 2017, we have planned also to do the Australian Freediving Association Depth Nationals. But like everybody knows, we have to cancel it because we have the eruption of Agun volcano, so we didn't consider it was nice or safe or a good environment for people to train and to prepare for the competition, so that got canceled. And we continue with the Australian Depth Championships. Then we did, after the volcano, we did a mini comp. We did it more than anything for us to pick up the spirits. Yeah, because there was a lot of people that was here in Bali. There was not much job for everybody, so we were doing it for the love of the sport, you know, to have something to do, and it was actually quite beautiful. And we did the Singapore Depth Nationals. We have organized it twice already, and it's a very, very beautiful competition. We love them all the people that come here and compete. And they have a very nice competition spirit. So we hope that this year we can continue to do this.
So Julia, tell me how deep is your setup, your line, and what was the deepest dive on your platform?
Okay, so we organized for Miguel Lozano, that is not in here. But we organize and host a world record attempt for Miguel Lozano, a Spanish guy. And he's also our very good friend. He actually arrived to 123 meters, but on the way up, he had a blackout and we have to rescue him. on that attempt, but he made it all the way down to the bottom, so that we can consider that that's the deepest dive that anybody have ever done in the platform. The platform have 145 meters depth. In average, we are sure that there are some places where it's a little bit deeper, but it's not shallower than that. It doesn't matter where it moves. That's the minimum depth that we have.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Well, and this year we were expecting to do Singapore Depth Nationals, and we don't know about the AFA, but we will see. Yeah, this coronavirus is changing a little bit the plans for all of us, so we go with the flow.
Good. And when were they supposed to happen? What month?
I think Singapore were for September or October.
Okay.
We always organize this more or less this time of the year. You know, like we spend always we control the moon phases because it influences the tides and it influences the current that we have in the water. So normally we take we write down. Actually, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I write down every day what are the water conditions. So that's how we plan, the competitions and the dates of the competition.
I see. Can you tell us a little bit more about how the tide and current is influencing the dives?
Well, I think one of the most uncomfortable things that one freediver can encounter to perform in freediving is to have a strong current. Yeah, because if you have a current, the line is not straight. You spend a lot of energy to go down, and you spend a lot of energy to come up, because this is the line, and you are not coming in this direction. The water is pushing you. Yeah, so you don't have to only do effort to come up. You have to do effort to come towards the line. Yeah, so it diminishes a lot the performance of the athletes.
Yeah, and in
your normally what we do is like we try to match the competition dates with the best times of the month. Yeah, we normally after the full moon and before the full moon are the best days to do the competition, and normally that's what we try we always do that. Yeah, we set it with the days that goes with the moon phases.
Okay, and do you normally experience strong currents, and do they change rapidly?
Normally we have had one competition when we suffered quite a lot of current, which was the last Australian Freediving Association competition. We have for some dives we have quite a strong current, not super strong, not enough to cancel the competition, but we have current, and it did influence, you know, the results in the announcements of the athletes. Most athletes turn early, but that was probably the competition where we have current. But it was a weird year because it was the year after the volcano exploded. So our opinion was that actually that affected a little bit the currents.
Okay, thank you.
So you know, like normally I know we normally watch, I follow all the competitions around the world because I like to learn. I like freediving, and mostly I love the ones that they have the dive eye, because I can see people diving and I love that. And normally, you know, like you see a lot of criticism towards the competitions, and sometimes I have the feeling that people think that organizing a competition in freediving is a piece of cake. Yeah, it's like, okay, what can go wrong? You know, people go down, people go up, and that's it. But actually, organizing a competition is not an easy job. Yeah, like it takes a lot of preparation. It takes a lot of planification. Yeah, basic things that you need to do is, of course, you need to announce it to AIDA, and AIDA needs to approve. You need to present a plan for the competition, and then it needs to be officially announced by AIDA. Of course, I think it's different from country to country, but here we have to ask for local permits in the community, and then with this local permit, we need to go to the state permit, province permit, and then we go to Denpasar, and then from there we have to send it to Jakarta, where we get a permit from the government. So it is quite important because it gives legitimacy to the competition, and it gives us protection from and support from the police, from the marine patrols, and so if in case that we would have an accident or there would be any problem and we need to evacuate something, it would be supported by police, and it would speed up a lot of the processes. Yeah, so it's quite important. But apart from that, there is a lot of planification. There are a lot of teams, yeah, involved in the freediving competition. When I finish explaining all the teams, then I will ask people how many people they think that work in small competitions, because here in Bali we do small competitions. We normally set a maximum of 20 competitors. We have some reasons for it. First of all, because we have a window of good sea, yeah, because we are exposed to currents. So our window of good sea, it's not so long. Yeah, we have approximately 3 to 4 hours of good sea. Also because it's not the only thing that we do in life. Yeah, the competitions, we also teach and do other stuff. So it's quite tiring, yeah, for the safety divers, for the judges. So we prefer a smaller and manageable competition within the conditions that we have in here. So competitions, you know, like I am the one that is talking about this, but I'm not the only one organizing the competitions, yeah. When we organize a competition, this is a team effort. Yeah, my business partner, Ellie, is a big time part of the organization, but she always behind the camera. She's never in front of the cameras, yeah. But actually it is a team effort. Without all the teams, the competitions don't happen. Yeah, one person can be brilliant on everything, but if the teams are not working together and there is no integration in the teams, competitions are not success, and actually they are a big failure. Yeah, so between the teams in the competition, we have the judge team, we have the safety team, the platform team, we have medical team, we have people in the shore, yeah, coordinators in the shore. Yeah, we have the boats that are in charge of transporting the people and the athletes up and down, and then we have the media team. Yeah, don't worry, because I'm gonna explain one by one, okay? So let's go one by one and see what is the function of each of the teams. So the judge team is actually, is one of the main parts of the competition. For people that doesn't know, the judges actually, this is Aya Mizumura actually. The judges are people that do a course. They actually pay for the course they do, but they don't get paid to be judges. Yeah, so people are quite easy to insult judges, but they work very hard in the competitions. They try to keep a very fair, they are there to keep legitimate the competition, to make sure that the rules are followed in the competition, and that everything that is happening in the competition is within the rules from AIDA. The judges that you have in the competition, the amount of judges, normally in the deep competitions, we have 3 main judges. And here we normally have a lovely Sean Wright. I think everybody knows Sean Wright. And he normally brings a lot of people with him, yeah, because he wants to teach other people how to judge, and he wants people to experience. So normally we have another 2 or 3 judge in learning, yeah, when we have the competition. Depending on the kind of competition that you're gonna do, if it's a national competition or if an international competition, you're gonna have a different level of judges. Yeah, if you have a world record status, you need to have I think it's a B or an A judge. Yeah, so the judges get upgrade by experience. Yeah, so when you have a B or an A judge, it means that these people have a lot of experience in competition. Yeah, luckily here in Southeast Asia we have JP and we have John Wright that are in this level. And this is very important for us organizers of competition, because what you don't pay, the judges don't get paid, but they need to get paid their flights and their accommodation and their food during the competition. So the further away you have the judges, the more expensive the competition is gonna become. Yeah, for you. So we are quite lucky that we have a lot of judges here in Southeast Asia, and Sean Wright and JP have a lot to do with that. So I'm really appreciative of what they do in these terms.
Julia, you were just talking about like the budget. So we have one question coming in from Noor Zavira. I'm sorry if I didn't spell your name correctly.
Noor, hello, Noor.
Oh, you know him, Noor. So Noor is asking, what big considerations should be made in terms of budget when you prepare comp site? So like more or less, if you want to organize a small competition, what budget do you need more or less?
The thing is, the smaller the competition, the more expensive, because there are certain expenses that you have in the competition that are fixed. Yeah, you have the judges and you need to fly, you have the accommodation of the judges, you have the medical staff. Yeah, we hire an ambulance, and normally we hire an ambulance with 2 doctors, 1 nurse, and 1 driver. I will speak about that later. And then you have the boats, yeah, that you need to hire. You have the medical team boat. We have a separate boat just for the doctor. Yeah, and you have the safeties that you need to pay for, and well, we normally pay everybody that works in the competition. So those are the main things that you need to take into consideration. And also the permits that we get from the government, they are not for free either. So you need to pay those permits. And the permits are quite difficult to know how much they are, because they keep on changing the price. So it's a little bit difficult to budget the permits. So we try to make it within the budget. But I don't know how much. I cannot, by heart, I cannot remember how much it costs the competition. Like the last competition that we have done, we host them. We didn't organize them, meaning that we provide all the setup and we provide the safety setup, we organize everything, but the judges and all these kind of things are paid by the organizers. So I cannot tell you exactly how much, but I would say like a small competition of 20 participants, it could be around $6,000 maybe.
Okay, and does it matter? So let's say for safety, if the safety comes to a competition in Bali or in Greece, he will receive the same amount of money?
No,
okay.
No, it's up to the organizers. There are safety that work many places around the world, safety, or before. I have been safety before and I didn't get paid, but I didn't want to get paid, you know, like I wanted to do it just for the love of doing it. This is something that is changing, luckily, around the world, you know, like this is the step that we are taking forward to professionalize the safety, in freediving. We, for example, here, we normally try to keep the same safety team. Normally, when we announce the competition already, we have I'm coming, yeah, like people love it, yeah, to be
beautiful,
safe, and to be participating on the safety. And we prefer it because it's nice to know the safeties. It's nice to know what they can do, and of course that the more experience they get and the more they are in the competition, the best reactions they are gonna have. Yeah, you know that the practice makes everything, and more when there is a situation, when there is emergencies involved.
Absolutely, thank you.
So the judges, the judge team, you know, like you have a main judge, and for us, you know, the judges are the ones that have the last word. You know, they are the chief. a judge have the power to cancel the competition or to keep on going with the competition or to delay the competition if he believes that the conditions are not due. You know, like the judges normally meet with the medical and safety team. They assess the level of the safeties. So they check all the medical forms, they check the lanyards, they check, they make sure that a lot of things are happening in the competition. They bring the official judges, you know, like judges have a big responsibility when it comes to competitions. So then we have the safety team. Yeah, the safety team, it's lately it has been quite praised in the world of freediving. It was quite unknown before, but I think with the advance of the sport, meaning that the people are going much deeper, you know, we're getting closer to certain limits, you know, it's professionalizing a lot, the people train more, so the safety starts to become like something that is more and more and more important, yeah, and the safety have changed through the years, yeah, like safety wasn't so professional years ago 12 years ago when I went to my first competition. It was probably the best place where you could compete. The people that teach me were amazing, but of course that these are things that go growing, yeah, in the time, because we know more. We have been through situations lately in the freediving world that have changed a lot of things, yeah, a lot of things that we thought that would never happen, and then we need to be more prepared for what happens.
So can you briefly explain about the safety? How many
Yeah.
safety you have and what levels they wait, what depths?
Okay, so in here, the safety team, they are here to provide more than anything to make rescue maneuvers. Everything that is related to the treatment of victims here, it's exclusively done by the medical. This is because of law. Yeah, here foreigners cannot treat medically, or so that's why we have maybe more medical equipment than in other competitions, because we need to pass straight away the victims when there is something that compromises the airway, so we are not getting back the breathing from the diver, then it would be passed directly to the medical. So the safeties, I divided the safeties in the main safeties that are in the competition area. Yes, so normally our safety team is comprised by 4 main safeties, and then there is the head of safety, which in this case is me lately. The head of safety in this case, what it does is I control the time of the dives, and I am in direct contact with the platform. So my job is to send the first safety down. I normally, what we normally do is I go in the platform with most of the athletes, me and Ellie, and some of the safety goes and provide the safety, so we can see a little bit how they dive, to see how we are gonna organize the safety regarding the times. And then we have 4 safeties in the competition area. We have the first safety, that is the main safety. The main safety goes down to 30 meters. Yeah, the way we do the safety is that a safety diver have to go down within 30 to 40 seconds down to 30 meters. And we send the safeties in a way that the moment they arrive to 30 meters, they have to be meeting the athlete. If they are not meeting the athlete, normally it's because the athlete is delayed, or it might be one inconvenience, yeah? One inconvenience. The second safety and the third safety, I don't send. They go one behind the other one. They know already how to keep, yeah, the space between one another one. And the second safety is between 20 and 25 meters, depending on the visibility that we have. If the visibility is good, the safety can rest within 20 to 25 meters. And when the first safety arrives to the to the 30 meters and he see the diver, we have signs. Yeah, we have a sign system. So normally the first sign that we have, and we do it outside of the body, is this. And this means that he can see the diver. What is a rule is that all the signals have to be passed up, because I'm the chief of safety and I'm seeing what is the situation. Yeah, if the first safety is meeting the diver, or if he's seeing the diver, if the diver is within the time, and is this in case that the sonar reading is not really working. So the safety is past the order. Yeah, once the safety is in front of the diver and can see what is the condition of the diver, he would do an okay sign outside of the body. If he see that it's okay, he would do I have a problem kind of. If the diver doesn't seem to be, he doesn't keep the speed, he's losing the control in the line, he looks like he's hypoxic, so he passed this sign. So if the safety passed this sign, then the 25 meters diver will go a little bit down to meet the diver. Yeah, so in case that they have to make the rescue, he's closer, and then the first safety diver doesn't have to do the rescue alone. And the third safety is at 15 meters, and then the fourth safety remains in the surface. The idea behind having 4 safeties is so always there is a rotation, so there is always one that is resting, which protects a little bit the safety divers. Also, we have one fresh person in the surface in case that one of the safeties can have a trouble with the ear and cannot equalize. It's ready to go down and you know, like go over the other safety. And also, in case that we need to release the counterbalance, it would be the person who goes on top of the platform to help pull in the line. Yeah, so we do the counterbalance goes a little bit faster.
And Julia, are you rotating the safety divers in the depths? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, normally the first safety, yeah, they rotate all the time. So normally the third safety will go as second safety will go as first safety, and the first safety will go as fourth safety and rest. Yeah, the way we are organizing the competitions lately, which is a little bit more friendly towards the safeties, is that we do like a pyramid. Before we used to go from deeper to shallower, and there are other places they do shallower to deeper. But now we do like a pyramid. We go from shallow to deep and then to shallow. It is very nice for the safeties because safeties are human beings. So they are nervous. Yeah, when the competition starts, we are all nervous towards the competition. Even if everything we practice and we have done many, it doesn't change. They are always a little bit nervous. So if the first thing that you have to do is to provide the safety to 115 meters, it's a little bit like a shock. But if you start from the shallower dives and the safeties are like warming up and getting the rhythm and getting to, you know, like it's much nicer. It goes much more smoothly.
Okay, Julia, we have a couple of questions. So first, let me say, Alex, Julia will later talk a little bit about the platform setup, right, Julia?
Yes.
Okay, so let's wait with this question. But we have a few that are related to this topic. So the first one from Francesco, and he's asking, so you're saying that the safety teams, they change because you want to work with people that you know ideally and that are in the area. So someone who wants to get into safety, become a safety diver, what do you suggest? What's the best way? Do some schools like yours accept volunteering, and how can you learn to become a safety diver and then, yeah, find your sort of competition? And
yeah, we do accept new safeties, of course. You know, like if not, we do this to, you know, like also for the learning process, and not accepting new people into the safety, it would be stupid, you know, like everybody gets older, everybody gets tired, and if you only have the same people and then one day they say I don't want to do it anymore, then you end up with nothing. So of course that we accept new people. Normally when we have somebody new, we do all the practices together. All the safeties do the practices together as if they would be working in the main line. But then when it comes to the competition, we normally keep to the main line the main safeties, the more experienced safeties, and the new safeties normally they start working on the warm-up lines.
Okay, so you accept new people and then you train with them and then they become your team, and that's how it goes with the different schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like right now around the world, there are a few courses run, for safety divers. I don't know, Marco Consentino and Chris. You know, they are doing amazing safety courses, and I'm sure that that's where the things are gonna head, in the future.
Okay,
What we are expecting, you know, like as organizers, what would be nice, you know, is that we could set up like an international, like a commandment, you know, and a set of rules for the safety divers. And it would be nice, except for the things that are different from area to area, like I said before, like we don't treat the people in the platform, we just move them to the doctor, and the doctors are treating the victims. And then we have a very speed up move to the shore, where they are treated we have a setup in shore also to help the people because it must be the local doctors who really treat the victims when it's a major case. But, you know, like it would be, I think the future is that we're going to have like a more standardized set of organization for the safety team. But of course that nobody is stupid, like I organize competitions and I write to everybody, you know, like if I see the safety in Roatan and I really like it, I write to the organizer and I ask, how do you do it? Do you have a plan? And, you know, like it's nice to compare what you're doing with what other people are doing, because it's quite egocentric or stupid to think that everything that you do is the best. Like you can learn from everybody, so it's nice to learn from other people. I normally ask, I have a friend, Mark Anop. He has been in very important competitions, and I always say, okay, Mark, can you explain me what is the new thing that you are doing? And then if it makes sense for the competition that we're having, I just apply it.
Absolutely. That's a very, very good approach. Thank you. So we have another question from Sung. You said that the safety they practice before the competition, and how many times do they practice together before the competition?
They practice together like 2 or 3 days before the competition. They normally individually, because we cannot all the time bring so much people to the platform to why we have the athletes training. But we go like moving them into the competition area, so they get, it's not a shocking thing that we only do once. And we do it together, practices like, normally 3 times. And the drop of the counterballast, we do it once.
Okay, thank you. And then we have another question. So I think this would relate to the safety diver that goes the deepest. Christina's asking, do you use DPV or scooters, and what is your opinion about their use?
We don't use the DPVs here because we don't have them. We don't have, I have been offered to use DPV, but they were not powerful enough. They were quite slow. And I think they are amazing. I think, you know, like everything that is an add-on, you know, like if we could have a deeper safety, or somebody that doesn't have to do an effort to bring somebody from deeper depths, is great. The only thing with the DPV is like for me to use it in a competition, I need to practice with it. So when I have been offered to use one, I didn't have enough time to practice with the DPV, and, you know, like it makes no sense to add or to rely on something that you have no experience with dealing with. But I'm super open, and I hope that there will be like better and better DPVs. I've seen Andrea Zuccari using it, and I've seen them using it in the World Championships in Kalamata. Okay, I'm not gonna. In Kalamata was no in CAS. Yeah, and I think it can bring a lot of safety, add-on safety. Okay. But also, you know, like in terms of using the DPVs, something that I talked with the people that were in France, and they say that it was a very high, people were quite high in nitrogen. So I think if we're going to use DPVs, we need to maybe be using what Kirk Crank and these people that do the Deja Blue, I think is the name of the competition. And they are using nitrox and for the safety divers in order to remove the nitrogen. So I think when I will want to use something like that, I would like to be a little bit more into what's the nitrogen in the body of the students, sorry, of the safety diver. So
okay. Thank you, Julia. Let's continue with your presentation, looking at the time.
Sorry, guys. So normally, what we did, something that we changed is that now the safeties have only one kind of task within the rescue, which simplify a lot of the things, because of course that even when you practice the things, if you don't make very clear what everybody has to do during the rescue, and it's confusing, yeah, and we don't want the confusion. We don't want the people to be doubting what to do. So the first safety is the main safety. So this means that this is a person that is gonna follow from the 30 meters to the surface, and it's gonna be the person who is gonna grab the diver in case that the diver have a loss of consciousness. Or if the diver disqualify themselves if they are doing no fins, or if they're doing the monophenol bifin, that they start pulling the line, then the safety diver would grab them and bring them back to the surface. Second safety, what he will do is he would grab the diver. We do it different than they do in Roatan or in Vertical Blue, I believe. The second safety here, he grab from the side and helps to pull the diver. We have it deeper. And the third safety would go in the hips of the diver and help to push, yeah? Normally when we practice solo rescues from the 30 meters. And then we practice team rescues when all the divers perform all the tasks, yeah, like first safety, second safety, and third safety. I think it's very important to work in group, because it generates a little bit the feeling of the team. Because if you do a solo rescue from 30 meters, it's tough. Yeah, we rescue Sean Wright. He's not a small guy. He's a rugbyer. I'm not saying that he's fat, but he's a strong guy. Yes, but if you rescue, when you see that you can rescue Sean Wright between 3 safety divers and you see the difference, then you start to notice how important it is that you don't bail on your body, yeah, because safety team is very important that works as a team, yeah, because it cannot depend only on one person, anything, yeah, everybody have to be able to work individually, but everybody have to know that they work better when they work as a team, okay? And then the fourth safety is to support, yeah, on the surface. And normally we have everybody do something different. The first safety will do the VTT, yeah, and keep the diver in the upright position. Is the one that is closer, so he will hold the diver and use the line to help. Right now, something that it changed is that we keep the divers in an upright position. They call it the Keenan position in the books, in honor to Stephen Keenan. This is to keep the tongue in position and also so if there is a lung squeeze, yeah, there's not so much difficulty to breathe, but it's mostly for the tongue position. And the second safety would remove the neck weight. It's quite important to remove the neck weight to make the breathing more easy, and it's easy a lot to keep the victim up on the surface. And the third safety would remove the lanyard. What we do is like we start the blow tap talk maneuver, and if within 30 seconds the person don't come back, we will do the rescue breath, yeah, to try to unlock the spasm that we have. Yeah, sometimes you have people that are like trying to breathe but cannot, yeah, because of this spasm. So the rescue breath open the spasm, and what we practice, at least with our safeties, we don't do mouth to mouth, we do mouth to nose directly. I have had too many people that get the jaw completely blocked, and if you deliver the mouth to nose straight away, you make sure that you are ventilating at the first one, so you don't have failures when you perform. And then what we do is that we take out of the platform and the boat of the doctor approach. We have a spinal board to pull the victim or the diver. Yeah, so we can pull them. It depends on the condition of the diver. If it's completely unconscious and we need to move it with the spinal board, we do it. If we are using a dinghy that is a little bit smaller, we can pull the diver, and we have practice to pull the diver from the side of the boat and put it on top of the spinal board. Yeah, so the doctor would start there the maneuvers of recovering, of keeping the airways, yeah, recovering the breath. And if they couldn't, then we could evacuate to the ambulance. It takes exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds from the platform to the shore. Exactly. Not 1 minute, not 1 second less or 1 second more.
Such a German correct reference.
Yeah, we did it a couple of times, and it's 1 minute 30, no doubt. At the speed that the doctor can keep on working, and you know, like that we're not gonna lose the people out of the boat. Yeah, like it's very close to shore.
Beautiful.
And then we have within the safety team, we have the one designated person that will control if we have somebody that wants to breathe oxygen, yeah, in case that they did a deep dive and they want to breathe oxygen. That is not it's not so popular lately in freediving. Before, everybody used to do it. Now almost nobody does it. We set it at 5 meters. And we have one person controlling that diver. And normally they get angry with us because we are quiet. We always say, remind them that when they come back to the surface, they have to exhale and blah, blah, blah. And they are, oh, I know, but we always tell them that you have to say it anyways. And then we have the warm-up line safeties. Yeah, we have 2 warm-up lines normally in our competitions. And we set up the maximum depth between 30 to 40 meters. If we have to choose, we choose 30. But if an athlete asks us to put it at 40, then we will set it at 40. No problem. And also the safeties on the competition on the warm-up lines. If there is any signs of hypoxia within the warm-ups, or they have to let us know, yeah, because if there is hypoxia during the warm-ups, they wouldn't be allowed to compete.
Okay, and we have another question. So Bryce is asking regarding the emergency response on shore. Is there a requirement to have a hyperbaric chamber at a certain distance from the competition?
I think it's logic that you have to have a hyperbaric chamber accessible if you're gonna do a competition. We have 2 hyperbaric chambers here in Bali. There is one that is at 1 hour and a half from where we are. And we have another one that is 2 hours from where we are, but no point to go in the further one. Yeah, the 1 hour and a half is newer. Unfortunately, I have friends that are scuba divers and they have to go there, but they say that it's a prime quality setup. They are new, they are up to date, and that's, for us, is great news.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, me particularly, I normally find quiet funny when people describe the safest competitions in the world that are so far away from hyperbaric chambers. If I would have to choose the safest competition in the world, probably I would do it in Sharm el-Sheikh or in Greece. I think those are the safest competitions in the world. Hyperbaric chamber within minutes, yeah, from the competition. I don't think, if you have to take a helicopter and an airplane, then not my safest by my well, I don't think it's the safest way that you can practice or have a freediving competition.
Okay, we have another question coming in. How many safety teams do you usually bring?
To where?
To the competition.
That one safety team.
Okay.
We do 3 days competition, and we have 4 safeties in the main area. So this means that the safeties do a little bit less than 20 dives, each of them.
Okay, good. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going through that presentation. We have only a few minutes left.
Okay, so another team that we have is a platform team. It's really, really important. I don't know if you can understand it, what I meant there when I say that you have to have 2 people that are fit. Yeah, in we have 2 platform managers. Yeah, the platform managers have to be fit because they have to do the very hard the very hard job of setting up the line. Yes, so when you do a pyramid, you have a happy moment, which is when you drop the line. But if you drop the line, this means that you're gonna have to pull the line. Yeah, sometimes it's a hard job. Here, for example, if we have somebody like Thibaut is going, or like we have Alejandro Lemus this year, they go quite deeper than the rest of the divers. So normally you have a difference of around 30 meters. Yeah, so this means that these people have to pull the line, 30 meters. It's not the same competition line to pull, for people that say, no, come on, pull the line. The competition line is very heavy. Think about the competition line. It has you have the bottom weight. You want a heavy bottom weight for the people that do free immersion, that you're not going to be pulling the bottom weight. It makes it nicer and more comfortable.
So how much weight do you have on the bottom weight?
Now I have like this space out. I have it very clear. But it's, the plate is 3 kilos. We have 17. It's around 21 kilos. Our bottom plate. Our bottom weight. And also, you have the camera, and we don't have light. We don't need lights. It's quite clear here at the. Even when Miguel did his 123 meters, it was a very good day of visibility, and you can even see the shape of the platform, the surface. So it's not dark as a blue hole or something like that.
Wow, that's impressive.
But we have our days. We have had days of competition that have been horrible. So when we have that before, when we have bad visibility, then we would use the 4th safety diver. So we can see the signs, because we need to know. So we have had I think it was in the Singapore Depth National last year, or no, the year before, we have bad visibility one day, and we needed to use the 4th safety to pass the signs that everything was okay. Or we have a problem. So we need the 2 fit people to set up the line. The platform manager set up the depth, and also set up the counterballast. Because of the way that our platform is different from the blue hole setup, or probably from Roatan, our platform is fixed. It's always there. And the platform is moving, so we have a line in the middle of the platform that is attached, with a very big weight at the bottom, like 2 tons weight at the bottom. So we cannot have the line going like this. Yeah, we don't pull the line and drop the line on the other side, because we are at risk that the lines get entangled with the bottom line of the platform. So when we drop when we pull up the line, we how you say this? We braid it and we put it inside a bag. We have a mesh bag for the line, and we set up the counterballast for each of the dives. Our counterballast system is on the platform. We have 80 kilos of counterballast system, and the ballast is dropped all at once. So if we have an emergency or we drop the ballast, it will just go with the line. Yes, so we will just take the line will fall. Yeah, so the line of the bag will fall, so we'll make the counterballast a little bit heavier. So it goes quite fast, our counterballast, when it pick up the victim. I think they were asking about that, so I was explaining a little bit how the counterballast system works.
Yes, perfect, thank you.
We have brakes, yeah, we have brakes that is like sailing boats brakes. So to drop the counterbalance, we just need to drop the ballast and do this, like this, and it's over. It just goes down. So we wanted to, we used to have a different way, but we simplify it. Actually, the way we drop it, we have the weights. They are the weights from gym, so they are round. We have done all our platform system that we can do it, me and Ellie, everything. Yeah, because we are two girls, so I cannot push 80 kilos with my feet. I cannot, there are a lot of things that we cannot do by ourselves like that. So we have a system like, it's like, you know, when you have heavy weights and you transport it with a wheel. So it's the same thing, but you have the wheels of the weight like that, so they could roll out of so you don't have to do any effort to send them out.
Yeah, that's very smart. Thank you for the insights.
Yeah. Then they will help with the countdowns in the last competitions. Because Sean brings a lot of judges, we don't have to do the countdowns. The countdowns are done by the judges in learning. Yeah. And we are filming. Actually, in the picture there, you can see Valentina is the one with the sexy body on the left. She is one of the platform managers. She's very strong, much stronger than you can imagine. And you can see that they are filming. Yeah, normally we film from 30 seconds, 1 minute to 30 seconds before the official top, through without stopping the camera all the way until they give the judges give the card to the athletes. The people in the surface could read the sonar. We use a sonar to see the position of the diver. Yeah, the sonar is something that sends a signal, yeah, and it bounces, yeah, against the solid objects. So it will give us the position of the diver. So we can follow. It's not that we see a diver moving like this, yeah, don't imagine that it's that. You see like just like a line, and that line is the diver going down. So we can follow the diver as he go down, and we can see normally if the diver is coming up or if he's stopping the ascent, and we can see when they meet with the first safety diver. So when the sonar is working and it's going well, it's amazing. When the sonar is not working, it's a nightmare. And sometimes the sonar doesn't give us good reads. So we are looking to change our sonar, because last year our sonar wasn't working amazingly good. So we were not relying on it for the competition so much. And yeah, that's basically what the platform team does. Platform teams doesn't take the decision to drop the counterballast. Yeah, in our competitions, it is the head of judges, the head judge that decide that the counterballast is gonna be dropped. But normally it is like if the diver is not within sight, when the dive time is half past, then it should be dropped the counterballast.
Okay.
I see there are questions or not?
Yes, but we can reply to them a little bit later. Let's see what else you want to share.
Okay. And then I think also the way it's very, very important for us. And I think it's very, very important for everybody around the world is the medical team. Yeah, it's crucial to have a good medical team that understand the emergencies that can happen in freediving to have the best way of treating the divers. We normally here we work with 2 doctors. The doctors are local doctors, but they have to speak English. It's obviously if we need to have a good communication with the safety team and with the shore, we need to have doctors that can perfectly speak English and communicate with us. Yeah. It's also important that they can speak the local language because they need to communicate with the boat person. They need to communicate with the shore. They need to communicate with the police. So if you're gonna have somebody in charge or the people that we have in the shore as well, you need to make sure that you have people that talk the local language, yeah, because communication in emergencies is key. Yeah, being able to communicate is basic for us. With the medical, we have practiced the evacuation, yeah, towards the to the boat, treatment in the boat and evacuation to shore. Yeah, it's quite important. We have seen, I think we all have seen that video when they move Audrey Mestre from the boat to the beach, and we all suffer when they drop her twice. Yeah, so it's quite important to see and to practice, yeah, maneuvers of evacuation because we don't want to do that again. So, you know, like all the bad experiences that we have had in freediving have served us to learn, yeah, to become better. We could be like this all our life, or we could say, okay, let's start from here and let's start to see what we can do better. We have a nurse, yeah, the medical service here have a double function. One is to prevent, yeah, so all the athletes, we set up like kind of a gazebo with a stretcher. Yeah, so all the athletes are checked by the doctors before they go in the water. We even have a written SPO, the saturation of oxygen. After what happened to Nick Meboli, it is a standard to check the saturation of oxygen to try to prevent athletes that are hiding lung squeezes, yeah, to participate, yeah, in the competitions. So they would check the oxygen saturation. They make auscultation, yeah, they listen to the lungs to hear for crepitation, and they check also the pressure, the blood pressure, and they give the okay or not to dive, yeah, in the water. When they come back from the water, all the athletes get checked again. If they have a low read of oxygen, or if they are of the doctor think that they need to be a further check, then they get checked by the doctor when the doctor come back from platform, and the doctor has the last word in assessing if they can participate the next day on the competition or not. And it's undiscussable. It's not. And because it's a local doctor, you know, like what the doctor says is it goes to. We say it goes to misa, it goes to church. We don't discuss with doctors. And then we have an ambulance and a driver. Normally, what we ask the ambulance is that they have enough oxygen, yeah, in case that they have to give free flow oxygen all the way to the first facility. We have the first facility. The big hospital is 35 minutes away from us. Then if there is a major, they would be or if we have to go to hyperbaric chamber, they would replenish oxygen to go to the hyperbaric chamber, and the hyperbaric chamber, as I say, is within 1 hour and 1 hour and a half. They say 1 hour, the ambulance, I imagine, because ambulance times is a little bit better than if you go with a car. But I normally take the maximum, so I say 1 hour and a half. So medical is also coordinated with local police. Yeah, in case there is an emergency, they could be like they could be held by the police, yeah, for the evacuation, which is it is of big help.
Julia, we are running out of time. We need to speed up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, but I think I am done.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah, almost. And then what we have in the competition is that we have a shore coordinator. Yeah, this is the guy that you can see him in the picture. He's Kede, and normally he speaks the language. He speaks very good English, and he speaks the local language. And he serves as a communication between shore and the platform. No, that we have telephones in the platform, more than one. The doctor have walkie-talkies here to communicate with the ambulance, but in case there is something or there is any inconvenience, we can be in communication. And also he coordinates the boats, yeah, because the boats needs to be going out in time. Yeah, athletes have to have enough time to warm up, but they cannot be in the water too much, so they're gonna get cold. Yeah, so that's one of the most difficult things to do. Yeah, to coordinate the boats. We need to use the local boats because it's our way to help them. So they take a maximum of 4 people, but we do it 3 people. So the time, the time management is better. So nobody have to wait too much and nobody have too little time for the warm up, and everybody is happy. And then, of course, we have the local boats, which are the ones that transport us. We love them. They are fisherman boats. Through the time, they have learned not to come too close to the platform and don't be with the engine on when the athletes are resting. So it was a learning process, but actually they are really nice. And they are going up and down all the time, bringing the athletes. And the very important part of the competition, we cannot underestimate how important is the media team. Without media team, competitions are not known. We couldn't be able to grow the popularity of the sport. We couldn't get sponsors. We couldn't get a lot of things. Athletes couldn't be able to get the sponsors. So media team is really, really important. Normally, media team works together with the organization in order. If you see this picture, you can see that it's the photographer, taking pictures of the guys, but he's not in the middle of the safety team. So photographers, videographers, and live feeds are very important right now to the sports, and we want them here, and we want to help them. Sometimes we scream them a little bit, to get out of the way, but they know that we love them and they are very important for the competition. Without media, competitions couldn't grow. We couldn't do competitions if nobody would see them or would follow them. And I finished.
Oh, Julia, thank you so much for these amazing insights. It's amazing how you pointed out like every person that's important. And we have 3 more questions that I would like to ask you. So the first question is, you said that on your small competition, you had about 20 participants, but how about a bigger competition? And do you think that in general, competitions are growing the past years, have been growing?
Yeah, if you see the World Championships, I don't want to lie, but I think they have something like 90 competitors, and honestly, I know there was a lot of critics behind the competition. I wasn't there. I don't like to, there must have been things that could have been done better. I might agree or disagree with some things, but I cannot deny how much work there was behind it. There is I think they were saying there were approximately 300 people helping, you know, to organize a competition, and we cannot undermine the work that people are doing to do these competitions. I think, I don't know how it works for other people, but in here, I know the Australian Freediving Association, and I know the Singapore Association, and I know for the competitions that I did, we make exactly zero money. We don't do it for the money. At least here, we don't do it really for the money, you know, like we do it for the love of the sport, to promote. Of course, there is promotion behind it, but if the things go right, it's amazing. But if you have current or something go wrong, it can be really wrong, yeah, with the competitions. So that's why I wanted to give a little bit an insight what is behind the competition, because you saw that I talk about all these people that was participating. So if I don't count the boat people that bring in and out the participants, we're talking about 23 people working for 20 participants of the competition.
Wow.
So you can see how much is the scale, yeah, how many people work in freediving for the freedivers. Yeah, nobody is working there to try to be mean or to be off to the athletes. So sometimes, you know, when people criticize or are mean to other competitions or are putting the finger there, nobody made mistakes or have bad conditions on purpose. Everyone wants to do the best for the athletes and try to make it amazing for them.
And this brings us to our last question, actually. So you said that some people, they don't work, they do it voluntarily. And is there some people that are actually paid?
Yes.
Yeah,
the ambulance, of course. We pay the standby ambulance with all the doctors. All the safety divers get paid. All the safeties. The guy that works in everybody gets paid for the competition, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not that they're gonna become rich for working in the competition, but everybody gets paid and they enjoy it.
They do it for joy, and that's much more important than money. All right, thank you, Julia.
I wish one day we, you know, like people could get really well paid for doing it. You know, like a lot of people complain about you know, like how it's done, but you know, like you cannot do a competition that is easy to access in terms of money. I think there is one here in Indonesia organized by my friend Stanley, and it's all sponsored by the government, and that's the case where everybody can get paid, and even the athletes make money, and it's a free competition. And of course we wish, like we wish that this is the future, yeah, that we can get sponsors so we don't have to charge the athletes to come and do the competitions. Let's hope that this is where freediving is going in the future.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thank you, Julia. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you everybody for joining.
Bye-bye.
Much.